I am falling in love with my late husband's best friend. What should I do? I 28F lost my husband 32M to sewer slide a little over a year now. He left behind me and our at the time 14-month-old daughter. It was very unexpected with no history of mental health or anything. It was traumatic to say the least. I've been seeing a therapist since it happened, and although I know the grief will always be there, it's not nearly as heavy anymore. I feel as if I'm in a pretty good place with it mentally. He made the choice he did, and I don't deserve to live the rest of my life suffering from his decision. My late husband had a very close-knit group of friends that grew up together. We'd all hang out often, go on trips, etc. Since his passing, they've been very supportive, and I actually think we're all even closer now in our shared grief. One of these friends, 31M, is not married and doesn't have kids, so he's been more available to help out with things. As time's gone on, we've grown pretty close and text daily. He's funny and kind, and he makes me smile. Him and my late husband had a lot in common in terms of interests, but they're also very different personality-wise. He brings a sense of calm and understanding that I never really felt with my late husband. He's also wonderful with my daughter and always has been. So was my late husband. Before he passed, my late husband would always say this friend needed to find a girl and get married because he'd be a great dad. I think we've both had some feelings for each other for a while now, but have danced around the subject. He finally just came out and said it the other day and asked if I felt it too. We talked about it and both really enjoy each other but are afraid of how it may look. Neither of us want to rush into anything, but we both see potential for a future. I want to give my daughter a father figure one day and some siblings, and I know the older she gets the harder it will be to introduce someone. The idea of trusting anyone with her is hard, but I trust him fully. Beyond that, we can talk about my late husband without it being awkward or upsetting, and he understands my emotions because he's grieving too. I personally feel like as much as I loved my late husband, he made that decision to leave, and I have to move forward and find happiness again for myself and my daughter. It just feels right with him. We connect on so many levels, and I already trust him. I also love that he has memories of him that he can share with our daughter. That being said, we both feel a little guilty for feeling this way. Our biggest setback is worrying about others' reactions, particularly his other friends and my in-laws. I know this doesn't look great from an outsider's perspective. How should we proceed?
Here are the top comments.
Don't feel bad for how you feel and don't worry what people think. You can't help who you love. You're right. You have to move forward and find happiness, and it sounds like you're doing just that. Wishing you all the happiness.
It's actually really common for this situation to happen with a friend or a sibling of the person who has passed. The main thing is to ensure that you're attracted to the friend because you genuinely like him, and not just because you've bonded over your shared grief and he happens to be present.